Let's begin. But first, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to James' Stories. The candle between them flickered softly, casting golden shadows across the white tablecloth. Crystal glasses chimed faintly as waiters glided past, and a violinist played a slow, romantic melody in the corner of the restaurant. It was supposed to be a perfect night. Ava Cole sat across from her husband, Daniel, watching the way the candlelight reflected in his warm brown eyes. He smiled at her the way he always did. Steady, loving, familiar. 5 years of marriage had softened some edges, but it had never dulled his devotion. "To us," Daniel said, lifting his glass. "To us," Ava replied, smiling. The restaurant was exclusive, Lumiere, one of those places people waited months to get into. Daniel had been proud when he managed to secure a reservation for their anniversary. Ava had hesitated when he suggested it, but she hadn't known why. Now, sitting there, her chest felt oddly tight. She brushed it off. They talked about work, about their small apartment, about plans for a vacation they'd been postponing. Daniel reached across the table and squeezed her hand. "I'm happy," he said simply. "I hope you are too." Ava swallowed. "I am." That was when she felt it. A presence behind her. "Mrs. Cole." The voice was low, controlled, professional but urgent. Ava turned slowly. Standing beside their table was the restaurant manager, a tall man in an immaculate black suit. His expression was polite, but his eyes held something else entirely. "Is everything all right?" Daniel asked. "Yes, sir," the manager replied smoothly, then leaned closer to Ava, lowering his voice so only she could hear. "Don't tell him," he whispered. "Come now. You need to." The world tilted. Ava's heart slammed against her ribs. "What?" she breathed. The manager straightened immediately, his public smile returning. "Excuse me for a moment, Mrs. Cole. There's a matter that requires your attention." Daniel frowned. "Is there a problem?" The manager shook his head. "Not at all, sir. Just a private issue. It won't take long." Ava felt dizzy. Every instinct screamed that something was wrong. Deeply, dangerously wrong. She forced a smile and stood. "I'll be right back." Daniel searched her face. "Are you sure?" She nodded, though her legs felt weak. "Yes." As she followed the manager away from the table, her fingers trembled. They passed the softly glowing dining room and entered a quiet hallway leading toward the back offices. The sounds of music and laughter faded behind them. "What is this about?" Ava asked once they were alone. The manager stopped and turned to her. His voice dropped again. "Your father is here." Ava froze. "My father?" Her breath caught. "That's impossible." The manager's expression softened slightly. "He collapsed in the private lounge. He asked for you specifically." Her knees nearly buckled. "That's not funny," she whispered. "I don't have a father." "Not anymore." The man who had raised her, who had loved her fiercely until the day he disappeared, had been declared dead 20 years ago after a mysterious accident overseas. Ava had mourned him, buried him, built her life around the emptiness he left behind. The manager held her gaze. "Mrs. Cole, the man gave your name, your childhood nickname, and details no stranger could know. He insisted you must not tell your husband yet." Ava's ears rang. "Why?" she asked. "Because," the manager said carefully. "He said your life depends on it." Fear crawled up her spine. They reached a discreet door marked private. Inside, the lighting was dim. A man lay on a leather sofa, pale and breathing shallowly, flanked by a discreet medical team. Ava's heart shattered and reformed all at once. "Dad!" The word slipped out before she could stop it. His eyes opened slowly, and despite the gray in his hair, despite the lines carved by time and secrecy, she knew him instantly. "Ava," he whispered. "My brave girl." She dropped to her knees beside him, tears spilling freely. "You're alive," she sobbed. "All these years, you were dead." "No," he said weakly. "I was hiding." The doctor gently stepped back, giving them space. From who? Eva asked. Her father's grip tightened around her fingers. From the man you married. Her breath stopped. What? Her voice trembled. Daniel would never. He doesn't know who I am, her father said urgently. But the people behind him do. Eva shook her head. You're confused. Daniel's a civil engineer. He builds bridges. Her father let out a hollow laugh. That's what they want you to believe. He coughed, pain racking his body. Eva leaned closer. Daniel's company is a front, he whispered. For laundering money. For silencing witnesses. For eliminating anyone who gets too close. Eva's mind rejected every word. You're wrong. I wish I were, he said. I spent 2 decades dismantling their network from the shadows. Tonight, they recognized me. Eva's pulse thundered. And me, she whispered. Your leverage, he said softly. They didn't expect you to marry into it. Her stomach twisted violently. He loves me, Eva insisted. He might, her father admitted. Or he might be very good at pretending. Tears streamed down her face. Why tell me now? Because I'm dying, he said quietly. And because tonight you have a choice. The manager reappeared at the door. Mrs. Cole, he said gently. Your husband is asking for you. Eva looked at her father. What do I do? He squeezed her hand one last time. Smile. Finish dinner. Don't tell him. And when I call you tomorrow, run. Back at the table, Daniel stood the moment she approached. Are you okay? He asked, concern etched across his face. Eva forced a smile, her heart breaking with every step. Yes, just a migraine. He pulled out her chair and sat across from her, watching her closely. You look pale. I'm fine, she lied. As dessert arrived, Daniel reached into his jacket. I was saving this for later, he said, pulling out a small velvet box. Her breath caught. Inside was a delicate necklace, a tiny key pendant. I know we've talked about starting fresh, he said. Somewhere new. I think it's time. Eva's fingers trembled as she accepted it. A key to what? She asked softly. Daniel smiled. A smile she suddenly didn't recognize. To a future where nothing can hurt us. The violinist played on. The candles burned lower. And Eva realized the most dangerous place she could be was sitting right across from the man she loved. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to James Stories.